Imagine that you've just hired what you thought was the perfect candidate. But 2 weeks in, they're using the office as a personal concert hall, belting out tunes off-key, even worse. Now, before you start auditioning for the next replacement, let's talk about what your probationary period is and what it allows you to do as a business owner. The early days of a new hire's journey are going to be telling. Sometimes, despite our best intention and best recruitment practices, a new team member may struggle to meet performance standards or adapt to their new role. In these instances, the probationary period is your window for critical decision making. But with great power comes great responsibility, especially when contemplating termination. So join us as we unpack the legalities and best practices surrounding probationary terminations, equipping you with the knowledge to proceed with confidence and compliance. So first, let's clarify what probationary periods are. Many companies include a probationary termination clause in their contracts, typically lasting 6 months. Now, this period is meant to assess a new employee's fit within the company. However, the probationary period outlined in your employment contract might not be quite as straightforward as it seems due to guidelines set out by Fair Work Australia. So Fair Work provides a framework that essentially sets out an effective probationary period. Now, this might differ from the one that you include in your employment contracts. So for small businesses with less than 15 employees, this period extends to 12 months from the employment commencement date. In contrast, for larger businesses, those that have more than 15 employees, this period is reduced to 6 months. Now, this regulation by Fair Work Australia sets out this effective probationary period, which may differ from what you include in your contracts. And of course, the Fair Work provisions are going to apply regardless of what you put in your contract. So to give an example of that, even if you set out as a small business that your probationary period is for 6 months, you are able to terminate that employee without the risk of unfair dismissal claim for up to 12 months, even though you've written 6 months probation in your contract. However, it's best practice to proceed with some level of caution because it's a common misconception that employers can dismiss an employee for any reason during this probationary period without repercussions. Now, on the one hand, it is true that employees are restricted from making unfair dismissal claims during this time, but that does not mean that employers have free rein. Other claims like general protections or adverse action claims can still be made if an employee believes that they were terminated for exercising a workplace right, such as taking legitimate sick leave. Now, given these complexities, it's crucial to follow a simplified yet robust termination process when carrying out a probationary termination. Now, this process should include notifying the employee of a serious meeting where termination is possible, allowing them to bring a support person, providing an opportunity for them to respond to the termination reasons, and genuinely considering their response before finalizing any decision. Now, even though this process can be somewhat condensed into a single meeting for probationary terminations, you must ensure that these key elements are followed to help mitigate the risk of other potential workplace claims. So navigating the probationary period and potential terminations require a delicate balance, if you like, between assessing performance and adhering to legal standards. By understanding the effective probationary period that's set out by Fair Work Australia and implementing a fair and transparent termination process, employers can protect their business from legal challenges whilst at the same time fostering a positive and compliant workplace culture. Remember, the goal is to ensure that both the employer and the employee have fair opportunity during the probationary period, leading to better outcomes for everyone involved.